Holy jeez, is that Mega Man 5? What up everyone, it's your boy Quinn, aka Silverhawk, and I'm doing a little bit of game hunting tonight at my local Goodwill. So you can see here, we also have a Goodwill Games over here behind me. So let's go ahead and check that out, see what we can find. What's up everyone? I made it home safely in one piece from the Goodwill, so let's go ahead and jump into it and see what I found. First thing that I found is this Polaroid mini portrait camera, and I'm pretty sure this is from the 80s or 90s. They used them for driver's license photos and passport photos. There is a tape measure right here, got a little trigger here, little place for the film on the back. So that's a pretty interesting piece of history to find. I found a couple of DVDs while I was there. The first one I found is Jeepers Creepers. It's a double feature. It is sealed. I haven't seen this one yet, so if this is a movie I should check out, let me know down in the comments. And the other movie that I found was Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny. And I love this movie. I think that this is the role that Jack Black was born to play. It's got a promo sticker on it, so I think this is from a Black Friday special at like Best Buy or Walmart. Not that that has anything to do with the movie, it's just a cool little fact. And also, there is a young Jack Black in this movie that's played by Troy Gentile, who plays Barry Goldberg in the Goldbergs, and he's a little older in the Goldbergs, and he's much younger in this movie, but also another fun fact. And speaking of Jack Black, the next movie that I found is The Never-Ending Story 3, and honestly, I never even knew this movie existed. I've seen parts 1 and 2 several times. Part 1, I think, is the best out of the two. After picking this up, I heard from a few people that this movie is not good, but it does have Jack Black in it, which I thought was crazy. And apparently he plays a bad guy.
In The Never-Ending Story 3, Escape from Fantasia. Based on the best-selling book by Michael Ende, the adventure continues for everyone who loves the series.
The never-ending story.
All your favorite characters are back in an all-new movie about a young man
Bastien.
whose destiny is controlled by a magical storybook.
How can something that's happening right now be in this book?
Every move you make is part of your story.
But Bastien's story has fallen into the wrong hands.
Maybe we could make a few things happen to him.
The Nasties must have the never-ending story. They're the ones making all this stuff happen.
Help me! This evil force comes from the human world.
This is my story, and I'm not gonna let it happen.
Now he'll risk everything
How's he going to get the book away from these thugs?
to save two worlds.
Hurry up, let's go.
You can own the never-ending adventure and the never-ending fun.
Your body's gone.
Well, your buddy went years ago.
Your whole family will enjoy. Take a journey beyond your imagination. The Never-Ending Story 3, Escape from Fantasia.
Also, speaking of Jack Black, if you haven't checked out his gaming YouTube channel, Jablinski Games, I highly recommend you check that out. It's definitely one of my favorite channels on YouTube. Alright, on to the video game stuff. The first thing that I found was this Pikachu stuffed plush. And I don't know why I bought this. Well, I can tell you why I bought this, because I'm going to put this in my game room right next to my Bulbasaur plush. I recently started playing Pokemon Go, and honestly, I can't put it down. So I definitely have Pokemon fever. I gotta catch them all. I also found this Xbox Advanced AV pack, and they had this marked for $2.99, which is really cheap for something like this. This is an original Xbox manufactured piece, OEM part, which stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. And these tend to go for a pretty good amount if they're sealed. So lucky to find this one pretty cheap in that Goodwill Games. And the last thing that I found is this Nintendo mouse pad. And when I bought this, I brought it up to the front counter, and the young man there looked at it and he was like, "What is this? It has Nintendo's name on it." And I told him, I said, "That is the mouse pad for Mario Paint." And he was kind of blown away by it. And for $3.99, it's a little pricey, but this is kind of a puzzle that I'm putting together. I already have the Mario Paint game. Now I have the mouse pad. So the next thing that I'm going to need is the actual mouse. And I'm probably not going to play Mario Paint, but I tell you what is really fun on Mario Paint is that fly swatter game where you're swatting all the flies on there. I think that alone would be worth it to have this complete set. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, did you get Mega Man? No, I did not get Mega Man for $79.99. Instead, I bought mine on eBay back in the summertime for about 90 bucks. And I made sure that it was authentic. But the reason that I paid for that was because it also came with the manual as well. And everybody knows not to snooze on the manuals these days. So this one's in really nice shape. And on the title, it just had this in the picture. It didn't have the manual, but it said that it came with the manual. And I think a lot of people overlooked that, but I jumped on that right away as soon as I saw it. So that was definitely a pretty good deal. This is not part of today's haul, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about Goodwill Games. I think it's kind of ridiculous that they get donated all this stuff and then they want to charge you an arm and a leg for a game. I mean, who wants to go to Goodwill and pay $99.99 for a Game Boy game? Like, I found a Game Boy game in the first episode in the Goodwill bins and paid pennies for it. So I don't even know, why didn't that get sent to Goodwill Games? If you're unfamiliar with Goodwill Games, it's pretty much a Goodwill store that sells video games, and all the other Goodwills in town send their video games to that place, and then they charge an arm and a leg for them. So My question to you in this video is, do you have a Goodwill Games in your area, and is it run like the Goodwill Games in my area? I literally saw some things that I wanted to buy there, and I asked them how much they were because they were unmarked. And they told me that they were gonna have to look them up on eBay. So they're charging eBay prices. Who wants to pay eBay prices for something that you're gonna get at Goodwill? You know, it's like I might as well just stay on my couch and look for something on my phone and not even walk into that store. But I did find a couple things, but you know, it's like, it's really hunting few and far between, so. So I wasn't lying. I actually did find Mega Man 5 at the Goodwill. But these games are just way too overpriced. I asked about that Zelda there, and it's priced lower than the Link. And I took a look at it, and it looked like somebody had buried it in the backyard. I mean, just look at all these games here on this shelf. We got Virtual Boy games, you got 4 different Mega Mans, but nobody's ever going to pay these prices for these games. It's ridiculous. Some of you are probably wondering why I didn't pick up this King's Quest, which is a great game, and that reason is because I already own it, but I have this big box instead. And I do have a hard time buying big box PC games because they're so hard to replay. I mean, you're better off just to download them on Steam. So that's our haul today. The total spent was $25.93, and it's got a potential value of $122.92. Not too bad. That's about 5 times what we spent. Well, that's another episode in the books. I apologize if I offended anybody with my trolling thumbnail. I just felt that some of these things needed to be said. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.